Dr. Rock. Tune in every Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Give it another one.
Hi, this is Showtime, the hype man on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you at work. Along with my co-host, Dr. Rock. Tune in every Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
Hi. We're going live around the world. My name is Showtime, the hype man. We want to thank everybody that's about to tune in around the world on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle why you at work. We have a great show today. We want to thank everybody that got up this morning. We want to thank all our friends, all our people that's been watching us and support me and Dr. Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, without introduction, I don't think she need none because this young lady is on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, Dr. Rock.
Yes. Philly Hot Radio, whistle while you work. I just thank God for waking me up this morning. I thank God for the week that I had. I just want to give a shout out to everyone, and it's just so much going on. That's why we need to really talk about that because there's a lot going on. It really is.
Wow. Before we get started, me and Dr. Rock, we want to talk about where all the news, what's going on around the world. We know that a lot of things are affecting the NBA, a lot of the sports event, and also the people, the children across this great nation. It's important for Philly Hot Radio, Whistle While You Work, that we show our concern about the virus that's going on, correct?
Yes.
And what we're going to do, we're going to talk about it just a little bit because we have a great lineup to show.
Yes, we do.
But what we want to do, we want to ease and relax our audience today to make sure that everything is on point when it comes to our radio show. Yeah. Our radio show is a community show, black show, that's concerned about what's going on in our community. But it's important that the community understand that if you support us, then we can do the things to give back to the community. So what are you hearing, Dr. Rock, from the disease and the disease that's going on? Can you explain that?
I know it's a lot of things that's going on. Or as people, things are closing up. The food is going, not the food, but mostly, things, hand sanitizers and all that stuff is, you can't even go to too many places and get it anymore. I mean, it's all, everybody's been buying it. And what they say, all kinds of alcohol pads and different things is Clorox stuff. So I don't know. I just know it's just, I don't know, it's a sad situation, but guess what? If you keep the faith, things, we all got, God is our own provider and he's our savior. So I just keep the faith. I know that's the way I live.
Wow.
That's right.
I'm glad you said that, Dr. Rock. What I did was, for those who are watching us around the world, I don't consume myself to keep watching the TV, the CNN news. What I do, I take my focus and maybe transform into some of the movies home, even though I'm aware what is going on with the disease in this great country. But also I know that it's important for all of us to take some time out to reflect how good God has been to us through our trials and our tribulation. I truly believe that this is a bumpy road, but I believe that we're going to get through because anyone that is a full adult know that trials and tribulations and darkness is a part of life.
Yes, it is.
We may not been in the civil rights movement. We may not been in certain other diseases across this great land. When they talked about the AIDS crisis, we are in a trend right now, but it's important for us to understand to hold on. It's important to understand that God has placed his hand in the darkness of all the elements, what is going across this great nation. So we talked about the virus. We talked about the disease that's going on, but what we're going to do, we're going to get into our show right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Philly Hot Radio, Whistle While You Work. So, Dr. Rock, what's been going on with you besides the other
I still work out.
Do you?
Mm-hmm. I know they
Well,
said
here she go
they
now.
said,
Why you want to look at me?
no. I'm not saying. No, I'm just telling you. I still work out. You know, a lot of times they said too. The gyms, a lot of gyms was closing up.
You got
But
all that good stuff home, don't
yeah,
you?
I got it at home.
I got the
Only thing I don't have at home is the climber.
Well.
The thing you climb up, I like to do that.
Don't they got some hills?
That's the hardest thing. The steps. The
Okay,
step
that's
thing.
a powerful
Yeah,
thing.
I like
so
that.
you mean the Stairmaster?
Stairmaster.
Yeah,
right.
I like the Stairmaster too, and the Olympian machine.
Yes.
For those who know, I work out too. So I don't want Dr. Rock to know that she's the only one working out in the station. You know, for those who know, I lift weights. I do chest, biceps, triceps. Also, I eat the right food. I take the vitamins. For those who didn't see me here last week, I was sick in the hospital, but you know, I don't discuss my business like that. But I want my audience and those who've been watching
But thank
me
you for the prayers that they
and
gave
all
you.
the prayers and
Yes.
Dr. Rock and Diane and Earl and all my team, my staff, Earl, Platinum Entertainment reached out, OP Production reached out to me, David Levy, my herb doctor specialist. I got food poison, and the food poison went into my bloodstream because they sent me home for 24 hours, but it affected my whole body.
Wow.
And it also could affect my kidneys. And I know that because I'm a guy that works out and exercise, that the virus hit me a little bit. And so they had to find the right medication for me to kill the virus that was in my bloodstream. So the reason why I stayed for 3 days, because my kidneys went all the way up to 2. But as a black man, we mostly doctors compare us as European, but we have certain blood pressure that our pressure is certain for us, borderline. But I'm in good shape. My kidneys went back down to 1.6, so I'm in good spirit again. I feel healthy again.
Yeah.
But I have not been working out or went to the gym, but I've been looking at them little 25 dumbbells I got home.
Well, you
Dr. Rock.
scared us. You scared us. You scared us because we used to Showtime being the hype man.
I know, the whole world
the
was
hype
shut
man.
down.
I mean, it's
know.
like the world was shut down. Where was the hype man?
I heard. I
Yes.
heard all the people
Yes.
was waiting for me and wondering where I was at.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful for God and all that. So we want to get that out the way. So what do you have? What's going on, Dr. Rock, during the weekend? Some activity shows? Anything you want to announce?
Well, I had announced last week most of my, things that far as the mother and daughter tea that's going to be May the 3rd, far as anyone that has any donations, it's going to be for a patrons list for Nicole Burns. She's the one giving it, and that's not until May the 3rd. So that's just, and also if they just would like to just donate, if they can't make it, it's like the tickets were, I think it was $30. Yeah. Oh, what else? Boutique, the boutique for Isha. She just told me that she needed vendors. You know, she just needed vendors for July the 11th.
Okay.
More the other stuff that I use that's going on is going on, and I think a couple of things I canceled.
Yeah, because of the car
Mhm.
ride virus
Right.
thing. Okay, basically want to thank you, Dr. Rock. What I want to do that for those who have tickets for Platinum Entertainment shows at the Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City, in the Ocean View, we have a caller. Hi, Philly Hott Radio caller. All right. Well, Norm Violence is still here. We haven't interviewed him yet, but we want to thank you for calling. Say hi. Norm, say hi to him.
Love.
How you doing there, Newt? Thanks for calling in.
We haven't interviewed him yet, but another 5 or 7 minutes, okay? But we want to thank you for calling. If
Yes.
you'd like to call back, we're into our announcement role, but we want to acknowledge you that you are live on Philly Hot Radio.
Yes.
Whistle while you work.
Also, you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and you can look at it live right now on YouTube.
And thank you so much. So what we're gonna do, Lit NAC show is still going as scheduled on April the 4th. So because we've been seeing a lot of venues and large audience has been shutting down, I have the green light that Lit NAC, the Bad Boy edition of 2020, will go on Saturday, April the 4th at the Broadwalk Hall, Atlantic City. You can contact Showtime the Hype Man for tickets, information, 267-481-67, or you can contact Dr. Rock.
Yes.
She has all the information too, part of the show. Also, the Mother Day show, that's going to be on schedule too with Fantasian, Keith Sweat, Avon, and Tank. Also, the Ocean View show we're going to be doing with Stephanie Mills after 7, and Boss Man from Philadelphia will be on that show. Also, we having a pre-Mother Day showcase. Grown Folks Entertainment. This is old school. This is my good brother Old School on Friday, May the 8th, 2020. If you like to win free ticket, but you gotta learn, you gotta be dressed. Don't come with no Timberlands. Don't come with outfit, because Old School will send you home. This is a show where people put on their best, because you never know, he might pick you out in the audience, right?
Yes.
And you might walk the walkway in a fashion show and maybe win a gift. So this show is on Friday, May the 8th, 2020 at the cast started at 9130 Academy Road in Philadelphia, PA. Doors open at 7 p.m. Tickets are $50. You can call Old School at 267-253-3057. Those who like to win a ticket, you have to call the radio station. What's the number?
The radio station's number is 484-477-6348. Again, 484-477-6348. I also want to announce the BBW, the Big Beautiful Woman Pageant. I noticed that it's in August.
We got to call
I
it.
told people to sign up.
Philly Hot Radio.
Good morning, Showtime. So glad.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yes. Hi, Shay. How are you?
Hey, Dr. Rock.
And I want to mention about Shay is going to be honored on March the 21st for the Black Gala Award.
Wow.
Yes, and that's going to be very nice.
I heard you guys doing
Yes.
Black actually phone until May 23rd.
Oh, okay. It's,
Wow.
it's postponed until May 23rd?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Good. Glad we can
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Okay. So those who's listening, everyone who's listening, is the Black Gala is supposed to be on March the 21st. Is postponed to May the 23rd. So if you got your tickets, definitely hold on to them.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on to your tickets.
Hold on. Hold on to your tickets. You don't want to miss it. I know Women's Journey of Life, as I'm a part of that, and I know Shay Monroe is definitely going to be honored. She deserved the honor, and I definitely would like to see that. So thank you for calling. Let us know, because I really didn't know. I know things was counseling, and a lot of things were counseling for March so far, but I didn't know that was one of them. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and the one thing I did want to say again, Hype Man, I'm so glad that God covered you in time
Yes.
and meeting you.
Yes.
But I just want everyone to be mindful that although we're being cautious, although this is an epidemic, God is still
Yes, he is.
keep your faith up and so
Yes.
that we can proceed.
Yes. Yes, you're right.
Well, thank you
But
so.
I love you guys. I hold you up. I'm looking for guests on, and I'm looking
All right. Love you too, and have a blessed
for
one.
love you guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. So, what we're going to do, we're going to, those we know that we are giving tickets away, before we give a $50 ticket, it's important that we want to make you earn the ticket. So me and Dr. Rock going to come up with a clue of something about Old School when those who are going to call up for the ticket. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into the show. And hopefully that the blessings will come upon this show. But now, so what we're going to do, we're going to introduce our first guest on this show.
Okay, our first guest on the show is Norm Love, and he's an artist. Musician. Hello, Norm.
Hello, everyone out there. I'm Norm Love, and I just want to say that my prayers are going out for everyone around the world about the crisis that we're going through. But I do truly believe in my heart this is God's way of trying to get our attention,
Yes.
to let us know that this walk with Him is serious. And I'm praying that we all come together as a family, a human being family, and just learn to love each other and just learn to all get along. We all wash our hands, stay safe, stay clean, and, just be very cautious and take precaution as far as this trend takes its course.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Dr. Rock, our guest that's here today, you can introduce his name to the public.
I said Norm Love. He's an artist, and I'm just introduced him.
Okay, so this is your part of the show. As an artist, what do you want the world to know about you, and who is you? I know you're artists, but they want to know who you as a person. And I want you to go back real quick from 16 years old, your journey when you got into music maybe, or you got into acting, or you had a vision to go to school to bring good grades on, because I know your mom and pop didn't play education inside your home.
Correct.
Well, who is you as a person for those who maybe are looking around the world and maybe want to discover who's your character?
Well, I've been singing as far as I can remember at 5 years old. And I always wanted to sing, and I always wanted to write songs. And I'm just an average guy who just want to love and respect all people, and just put together shows, have shows, and do great things, and see more and more people come together and just care for one another. And how I came about the name Norm Love was because of a personal friend of mine who passed away, and I did a show, and he said, Norm, you know what? I got to give you this name, Norm Love. And I kind of didn't take to it at first, but then he passed away, and I felt like because he gave me that name, I kind of like, that's my way of just dedicating my tribute, to his passing, and I kept the name. And going from there, I just began to start just praying and asking God, who I like to thank first and foremost in my life, for who He is and what He's doing right now in my life. And I feel and truly believe that God is going to do great and greater things with Norm Love. And I like to thank God for my family, and thank God for my wife, thank God for everybody that has supported me all this time until we have gotten to this point. I like to thank God for my friend who's been a great friend of mine, supported me on every side. There's times where I had shows and only 10 people showed up, but he was one of the 10, and I really thank God for him. And I had a song in my heart that I felt would really bless people, and I wrote the song, and I just said, you know what, this song I think would be therapeutic, and it would help, and some people probably would be able to relate.
So let me ask you a question. How would you describe the music that you typically created, though? How would you describe it?
Well, it has a R&B flavor, but it blesses God at the same time.
Beautiful,
And
wonderful.
that's the way I wanted the music, that the type of artist I really always wanted to be, the type of artist that could help people at the same time, but also even if it's a romantic song, it still could help somebody. So I like to see myself as, how I always grew up off of Teddy and Earth, Wind and Fire and all the greats of the 70s and 80s that I grew up with.
So what we're going to do
Yeah.
We want you to do the live. They called me. Someone is saying what we're gonna do. We want you to do a live show. So what we want to do, we're gonna play your song,
Okay.
and we want you to perform live right now.
Okay.
So the viewers get a chance to see your artist, your performance, because those who are watching us in Australia, Canada, London right now, all the artists are watching us. Philly Hot Radio is one of the biggest uprising new morning shows every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So I want you to get to the microphone, and we're going to.
Well, I want to ask one more question of him.
Go ahead, Dr. Rock.
What is one message that you would give to your fans? What is
There
your
you go.
message that you want to give to your fans?
The message that I would want to give to the fans is love.
Yeah. Wow.
Just that one word, love. You know, let's just learn to just care for one another. To learn to, we all come together as a human being family, as the human race, and just learn to love each other as God created us.
Yeah.
You know, he created us for us to love one another. And I like to thank God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who's
Yes.
first in my life.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just who I am. And, you know, I really like R&B. I really feel like there's nothing wrong with singing a love song, as long as it's something that's going to help somebody or something that's going to help people get to the next level, like help marriages, you know, fiancés, etc.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Okay, this is your opportunity to go live. So you get up there with the mic, and he can sit across. You want to sit in the chair? Feel better that way?
Okay.
I might get up as I'm singing, though.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Norm Love. Your mic turned on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting. We just trying to get the music up so Norm can sing.
That's the name of it.
Another one of those days. Check this out. Hey, I'm thinking about the time we spent in all the beautiful places we went. Now we wanna walk away like this. There has to be something we miss. See, they don't understand the things that we've been going through. Deal with the hurt and the pain, but I'm still loving you. I guess we're going through. Pray God will keep us strong when things are really going wrong. We need love. We believe that God is love. We need love. We believe that God is love. We need love. We believe that God is love. know that. Reminiscing those old sunny days. Now we're here, helpless all in the rain. Still remember the last time we kissed. Hugged and smiles we couldn't resist. See, they don't understand the things that we've been going through. But can we find the time to prove our love is true? So what we gonna do? Just gotta keep us strong. Surely no matter how long. We need love. We need God's love.
Come on.
We need God's love. That's who we is. That's who we is. That's who we is. That's who we is. God's love, friends. That's who we is. That's who we is. We need His love, God's love. That's who we is. That's who we is. That's who we is. That's who we is. That's who he is. My God, His love. That's who he is. That's who he is.
Wow, you just heard it live on Philly Hot Radio.
Thank you.
Whistle while you work.
Yeah.
You need love. Thank you for your introduction, and you just heard it live on Philly Hot Radio. This is what it's all about. We are bringing the best new songs and hits on Philly Hot Radio.
Right. Oh, wow. You did so wonderful, wonderful. So, so which your friend? We have to introduce him. Your friend to it. Your best friend has always got your back and supporting you. It's important to have friends that support you. And you said everything that you do, he's always there.
Always there.
That's a blessing to have a friend to support you. So your name is David.
Yes, David Assar.
Assar. Okay. So David, could you tell us a little bit about when you how long y'all been friends and?
Yeah, I met Norm about, Norm is like a brother from another mother. I met him like 6 years ago. Actually, I started out, Norm was my barber. And so, I met in the barbershop. He's always singing in the barbershop, harmonizing in the barbershop. And, I just always, try to encourage him to support his dreams, get out there and get his message out. So I'm happy to see that he's kind of fulfilling his dreams now. So.
Wow.
Yes, he is.
So what type of I didn't know that he cut hair too. Style that.
Wow.
I have a barbershop.
Good.
I own a barbershop. Total inspiration.
Okay, good. So we want to give a shout out to the barbershop. Those, I hope they got it tuned in on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you work. WWHO. Remember, it's 2T's.com. So what do you do? I see that you're a very humble young man, and I see that you have a lot of inspiration about what type of work you do.
So I work 2 jobs during the day. I'm a program analyst for a nonprofit called RHD. I work with people who have special needs. Mm-hmm. At night, I work at a mental health facility.
So basically, you're dealing with mentally health children.
And adults.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's wonderful. No, it's just nice to have friends to support you also.
Oh, definitely. Like
because
I said,
a lot of people don't have friends that support them, and it's wonderful that he's there for you.
I mean, Norm does a lot for his community, for his family, for the entire neighborhood. So, like I said, it's always good to see somebody putting out, a lot of that positive energy. So, if you have something like that, you got to.
You don't think you'll be a singer one day?
Oh no, I can't. I got it. I said,
He
I might break some mirrors.
He's a great guy though. I mean, he's very, very rare. Like, you don't find friends like Dave. Like, I'm just so blessed to have him as a friend. But I also like to thank you, Miss Roxanne and Showtime for having me on the show. I truly don't want to forget to say that.
Dr. Rock.
And the fans out there, they could reach me at dwnjwhitest@gmail.com.
Say that again so they can hear you.
My email, you can reach me at dwnjwhitest, WHITEST, @gmail.com.
So, what do you have going on in your next project in 2020? Because you just got explored around the world, and I can see your style as an artist because Puff Daddy and them are trying to work hard to bring R&B music because we never learned how to recycle our music. And as the Afro-American community, it's important for us to understand that we need people like you that's bringing love ballads back. The key is marketing. I tell a lot of local artists in the city of Philadelphia, in any area, that marketing is the key. Social media, even though me and Dr. Rock on PhillyHotRadio.com, a lot of people look at what radio station. Social media is the new radio.
Absolutely.
And Philly Hot Radio is one of the only in the city of Philadelphia and Pennsylvania do live shows every Saturday morning to let local artists like you to get global attention.
Wow.
We are the real deal, but because we are Afro-American radio show, they don't see the vision where Dr. Rock has worked so hard and along with me trying to build some, but we can't be successful less you and our people, because we're not going to do grand opening, grand closing here. We are here to stay. Before we close your interview, tell the audience that you're not going nowhere because you said you love God. And Jesus Christ is your Savior. And understand that you're on a mission.
Absolutely.
See, I don't know. You might don't know why you're here today. I don't know. You have to accept the challenge of the bumpy road because he has delivered you as a recording R&B artist. It's no more turning back, sitting on the side of the bed, wishing why you had to do it. You have something to offer.
Yes.
Tell the fans.
Yes.
Well, I just like to thank God for an excellent producer who helped me create the music. And I mean, I'm truly blessed to have one of the greatest producers that I've ever had the privilege of meeting, Mr. K. I call him Kayla. I never was able to pronounce his name, but
I do that sometime too, and Dr. Rock correct me.
Or if he heard, you know, he and we're working on we're working on the next few songs, and you know, the next song will be another love ballad. But you know, I just like to really say that I truly understand what Showtime is saying about bringing back that old school flavor, like. Come on and go with me.
Yes. Come on. Come on. Come on and go to my place.
You know, stuff like
can you feel it, baby? Come on and go with me.
I think that wait a minute now.
All of those
we getting hot there.
Hold up.
We gonna make some baby music.
I think Hype Man. Yes. You know what I wanted to ask you? If you could change anything about the industry of music, what would it be?
I would just like to say I would change the way we view music and not take it so much as not just something to listen to, but something that touches us and, you know, touches our soul, like something that we can wake up to and say, you know, that song, it made me cry, but it healed me for some reason. It made me feel like I can do this. Or it gave me that great challenge, you know, like the late, great Teddy Pendergrass when he sung the song, Wake Up Everybody, you know, and I could go on, but a tribute, like I just had a major show and they talking about putting me on a big stage, and you know, the record companies was there and they were saying that Norm, you're a phenomenal entertainer, and that show was without even rehearsal, and you can go to the Norm Love Project on YouTube and see the show, but You know, the thing about it is that old school flavor that we grew up with, how it helped us. Like I did a tribute to a great artist, Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye.
Come on, brother, share.
It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gonna come.
Come on, y'all.
Oh, yes, it will.
Come on.
And I was born by the river.
Yes.
In a little tent.
And you know, I did also Wake Up Everybody is a song that I wanted to do next on the next show, but I did a tribute to Marvin Gaye.
Mothers.
Yes.
There's too many of you crying. Brothers.
Yes.
There's far too many of you dying.
You know.
You know we've got to find a way.
Come on.
To bring some loving here today.
Yeah. Father. Come on.
We don't need to escalate.
Come on.
See, war is not the answer. For only love can conquer hate.
Come on, brother.
You know we've got to find a way. Bring some understanding here today. Whoa. So take it lines,
Take it right.
and picket signs.
Picket signs.
Don't punish me.
Don't punish
with
me.
brutality.
Brutality.
Come on, talk to me.
And talk to me.
So you can see.
So you can.
what's going on.
To the late Marvin Gaye.
So we want to thank you. Thank you. Philly Hot Radio want to thank you so much for coming on live, broadcast live. This was all about. Norm, I want to wish you the best. We want you to come back again.
I would love to.
And I hope that what you came here for, I hope we match what you might thought. Getting up early in the morning and participate. I know your right-hand man loves it. He loves the energy. So we need you to come back and
be more than happy
perform
to.
some of the great songs. I also want to give a shout out to the Tony Strong and the Philly Intruders that passed away. Tony Strong, you're looking at us. We want to thank you, Tony, for recreating the Philly Intruders, Tony Strong. I also want to give another shout out to Trudy, Halva Melvin daughter that passed away. So I wasn't here last week, but my spirit was definitely in tune with it. So we want to thank you for coming on and stay tuned and watching Philly Hot Radio.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hi, this is Showtime, the hype man on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you at work. Along with my co-host, Dr. Rock. Tune in every Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
So what we're going to do, we're going to play a little song from Mary Cross for last week.
Okay.
This was an artist that came in last week, so we got the best on Philly Hot Radio, Mary Cross.
You can shoot all the stars and still lose. But there's something in the air we can't lose. 'Cause we both know. We both know. We both know.
Phyllis Hyman, no. Yeah, I think you changed your career.
In love.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Mary Cross. Don't tell me God ain't good, y'all. We're live on Philly Hot Radio. I got the most greatest co-host, Dr. Rock, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
I am so happy to know
And
that.
I got a great host. I'm glad he's back and well.
This is what it's all about. We are bringing the best R&B music and soul on Philly Hot Radio. You keep watching us because we know that a lot of us on the sideline just watching Showtime, the Hype Man, and Dr. Rock every Saturday morning. We are bringing the best artists. So if you're an artist and you think you got it, come on, Philly Hot Radio. We will introduce you. We're looking for R&B music. We are pumping R&B, even though I'm an R Stars of Hip Hop fan, along with the R Stars of Hip Hop. So, also we got tickets for the old school pre-Mother Day show showcase. For your first caller, you can get a ticket, but you have to earn a $50 ticket. So this is Mary Cross. Also, we got John Hall will be at the Mother Day show with Stephanie Mills in After 7. We are one of the hottest new radio shows Saturday morning. And we ain't turning back because we trust God. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Mary Cross. So we're going to get back into...
We're going to get to our guest, our next guest. Our next guest is Crystal Murray, a.k.a. Mosette the Poetess.
You said it right.
Yes.
It's okay, Dr. Rock.
She said you said it right.
Yes. It's Crystal Joy Murray, also known as Musette the Poetess, for the love of God indeed.
Yes.
Wow.
All right. So what got you started? You said a poet. You're a poet.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. What got you started being a poet?
I started at 7 years old.
7.
Yes.
7,
And Nikki Giovanni, Maya Angelou, Langston Hughes, just to name a few. I was in church quoting scriptures, so especially from Proverbs, that's poetry. I love it. I'm also a pianist. I'm a playwright, director.
Wow.
I'm an advocate. And so I right now have my nonprofit for people that are struggling with abuse, and that's men, women, and children.
Yes. Wow.
Well, the viewers say, can you squeeze down just a little? They want to see this genuine, gifted woman that God has presented. And also, we know we got your husband here. We'll give a shout out to your husband. How you doing? Here you go. We ain't forget you, brother. It's important that we acknowledge her husband that's here on the radio show. And it's important that we understand that. So we want to give you a shout out so you know that Philly Hot Radio didn't. So we want you, before we get an interview, we want you to sing something because the music and the spirit is in this radio station as you see. What would you like to do, a poet, or you like to sing something?
Well, we just had a singer, so let's mix it up like peas and carrots.
You said peas and carrots?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll do my poetry.
Okay. Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and do your poetry.
Okay. Stand over here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
You got the whole, that's what
Floor
it's
is
for.
yours.
She know how to move the chair too. She good, ain't she? Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
God is grace, and God is good. You see, I give God all the praise and the glory because he has awakened me from the companions of Satan throughout all my trials and my tribulations. You see, I have gained spiritual growth and less temptations. I say hallelujah, now I am God's creation, and I march and I speak with pride and excellence. I have swept out the dust from my soul, and I have gotten bold. I command you, Satan, to keep going down the road. Surely in goodness and mercy shall follow me for all the days of my life. I am Musette, for the love of God indeed. Remember this and don't delay. Through change is beautiful when God is in the mix and he has the masterpiece for this. Look up and give your best. And when you feel redemption and spiritual growth, you will know that deliverance has come for you. You see, I don't want you to justify, but I do want you to testify, that God is able and thy testimonies are wonderful and God gives light. See, God sees all that we do, whether it's under the sun or under the moon. Remember this and don't delay. You see, Jesus was assigned to do God's will. He laid his life down to be killed for our sins that we will now shine on from dark to light. Jesus said, give me your hand and I'll walk you through paradise. The greatest honor that God gave. Wow. He sent Jesus and he resurrected him from the grave to eliminate us from our selfish and devilish ways. Remember this and don't delay. God bless.
Wow.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful.
You just heard it live on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you work. So we want to thank you for that great spiritual poetry that you made. And I know that Dr. Rock have a question for you as she set up her equipment. So I want to thank you personally for bringing that energy and changing the game. So
how does your success look like, and how do you measure it? Yes. Do you measure your success?
Oh, I'm going 1,000 and
more.
more.
1,000?
Yes, I'm going
right.
up. I'm going up. Yes. My blessings goes up, and yes, blessings come down, and I share everything. Through everything that I do as an artist, I give back.
What is your greatest strength?
Writing. Yes.
Beautiful,
yes.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what was so wonderful? I mean, just that poet, it just touched my heart, just to listen to it. And like you said, as a little girl, were you thinking about poetry, or did this come later on in life?
No, as a little girl, I was thinking about poetry.
Okay.
I can look at something and in less than 2 seconds, I have a poem on it. Yeah, I can look at a tree, I can look at a leaf. And I just thank God for that.
Yeah. Wow. That's wonderful. Beautiful, beautiful. So you have a question?
yeah, I like that accent. You talked about abuse.
Yes.
When you first came in, I asked you a question, and have you been abused as a child? And we've been having a lot of guests speaking on abuse, but we saw a lot of encouragement, black women's that came on Philly Hot Radio to talk about the Savior, what they're doing, and how God has preserved them to give them the strength to go live on the radio, Philly Hot Radio. We want to thank you first. But what I have found out that a lot of black men and young men are afraid, and a lot of brothers in jail today because show toughness, because with something happened to them at the age of 7 and 8, and they go years of betraying a darkness and not exploring what happened to them inside their household. As a Afro-American black woman, and writing maybe being your comfort zone for you to do what you do, as being in that state of mind as a young woman, and it could affect it to get into drugs, it could affect it to get into alcohol, it could affect it of a behavior of resentment behavior. But by you writing and knowing that God has protected you, and a lot of people hold it for years, when do you realize you escaped and you did not accept that and you went on moving in your life?
It took a long time. I am 48 now, so about 40.
I like to be 48 again.
You know what? I'm proud of your age.
Thank you very much.
Amen.
Yes.
So I'll say about 42 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I can admit I kept connecting to familiar spirits. You know, we all go to counseling. That's 45 minutes. You pay your copay, and you're out the door.
Copay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
Copay for that?
Copay.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, out the door. But you need deliverance. You need to be delivered from the deliverer, and that's what a lot of us are missing. That's why we keep going back into the same circle, connecting to familiar spirits. And I say that to say I'm not talking about the deceased, you know, because people, you know, say a familiar spirits are talking about the dead, but no, connecting to your familiar, especially if you grew up in that atmosphere, you're going to connect back, unfortunately, unconsciously, you know, and you have to be delivered in order to recognize and open up.
Wow, you said something to me, Dr. Rock. I want to share you too, but Dr. Rock is my friend, and we became. She's concerned about me too when I go through my journeys, and I'm so grateful for that. When you said 42, it took you a long journey on that old wagon that God has gave you. But what I love about you, in spite of that, you never blame God. But what happened is that it's so many other children across this great world has been in this situation, and it takes a lot dealing with your emotion. And you're talking about the 20 years and the 30 years and battling tough. Those were some tough years at 18 and 19 years old. And because we didn't have the knowledge and the wisdom, and I was sharing with someone that it took me 50 years to find out I had a gift. It took me 50 years not to be a people pleaser. Even me and Dr. Rock still growing in our own. So I know that.
Yes.
Yeah. So
We'll excuse the.
yeah, we're gonna excuse my phone. I don't know why. They know I'm broadcasting live.
Yes.
So Dr. Rock, you had something to say?
No, it's wonderful. Have you ever talked to the youngsters? You know, just have a workshop on far as domestic or anything that's going on. Do you ever set something up to talk to the youngsters? Because you would definitely be great, you know, to let them know what's going on.
Yes. It's through my production. I have a second sit down and have a cup of tea with me, and that stands for Teach, Educate, and Advocate. Right. Okay. Wow. So my production is to help redirect people that are going through abuse or that have been through abuse and that still needs help. And if they see my story, because this is my life on stage. And I want everybody to know that it was a struggle, but God sent me shelter in the storm, and I always held on to my faith. And, you know, people like to see, okay, that person made it, I can make it.
Come on with
Right.
You know, so I'm not ashamed of my story. I'm not ashamed that I always had a good job, but I always ended up in poverty, because what people don't understand is when you're, after it's all over and said and done, you got to clean up the mess behind.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? And your paycheck, you got to start your whole life all over again.
Yes.
So you had to start basically from ground zero. I hope that society is going to change in the near future for other people that are going through this, because when you make a certain salary, there's no help out there for you.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know,
wow.
I'm glad you said something. Financially, we doesn't have. That's why Philly Hot Radio is trying to build a marketing global around the world, because we don't have power in the industry when it comes to radio stations. A lot of people look at Philly Hot Radio, and me and Dr. Rock are trying to build something so we can bring the knowledge in the black community. And it's nothing wrong when I say black, because I'm proud to be a black man in this country. And what happened was that other culture help each other, but we never learn. And I know you do stage plays, and Dr. Rock has done a lot of stuff.
Yes.
But we have to learn how to organize and build what we are doing. And I know it's a struggle for those who getting the word out. And we're not getting the word out because we don't control the media, and we have saw the virus that's out there that they knew about it, but they're also the media got the green light that put on what's out there, and we move what the media say. Philly Hot Radio want to build something, and because we are winding down with you as our guest today. So, Dr. Rock, what do you have to say?
I was looking at, and someone said I was the number. Maybe they want to call up. John Hall might want to call up. It's 484 John 477-6348. If you get that, 484-477-6348.
So, what do you want to say? And I know before we close up,
Yes.
Dr. Rock has something to tell.
Yes. I really think that a lot of times, as far as children or any adults that got abused, they don't talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. So that's why I said it definitely is good. You set up a workshop, you said, or, that you do things to be, show the positiveness, like what you came from, you kept the faith.
Yes.
Because if you didn't keep the faith, then you wouldn't be where you at today.
Absolutely.
And this is what we have to, let the kids know, because a lot of them don't want to talk about it. They act out, they act out differently with it. But, you don't even know, like a lot of kids won't even tell you, how, well, this happened to me. That's why I always, as a teacher, have been patient and talk to a child, because you have to, because you never know what's going on at home. You never know what's going on with that child anywhere.
Yes.
So it's best, like I said, you're a good inspiration for the children, to talk to them and let them know so they can, go a different route in their life.
Yes.
So the callers, like Dr. Rock gave you the phone number, and we know that a lot of people, 484-477-6342.
No.
48?
484.
Okay.
477-6348. Again, 484-477-6348.
So this is your moment to close the show for you, then Dr. Rock, and then I'm going to close it. What do you want to tell your audience, or do you have anything that's upcoming, events that's coming up that you'll want us to support you and then do some announcements for you?
Or how to reach you also.
Yes. You can reach me at MUSSZETT. That is my website. And on my website, you can find out different things that I'm doing, my upcoming events. You see my mission statement, my nonprofit. You can also donate and push the donate button.
Donate.
Everything will be appreciated. I thank you. Also, I'm doing a production, and it's entitled The Washdown, which is on abuse. And that is going to launch October 17th and 18th. And once you go on the website, all the information will be there for you. So once again, MUSSZETT. Also, I have a Facebook fan page, and it's In My Pen, INPEN, 1 N.
Well, you know what? I want to also give a shout out to Miss Gemma.
Yes.
Because Miss Gemma. How did you and Miss Gemma know each other? Because Miss Gemma's a nice lady.
Yes.
Nice
We
lady.
did some productions together. Actually, she was on my board of directors at another production I have done, and she's a beautiful woman.
Yes,
I love Gemma. Yes.
Yes. I just had to give her a shout out because
Yes.
I know that she had called me and she said, "This young lady, let me know." And I said, "Oh, she has a great story." I said, "Yes, we can connect." So I really want to give a shout out to her for that. And I want to also thank you so much for coming on. I love the poem. The poem really, I told you the poem got to me. I love that poem that you have. So I'm glad that and I thank you so much for coming. Definitely.
And I thank you, Dr. Roxy.
Yes.
And
Showtime.
Showtime. I almost said showman.
Showtime, the hype man / singer, musician now. Singer, musician.
So we want to thank you too. Yes. So Dr. Rock, what do you have to say before we close this?
All right. I just told her thank you so much for coming and just keep on doing the positive stuff that she do and help the youth. Because they need us. They really do. Because kids are our future.
Good. Before we close, we wanted to also stand out again that when you go, please learn how to wash your hands. Also, we have a new way how we gonna do this. How you gonna introduce people
Yeah.
when you meet the elbow, and you can do the foot thing where kid and play do if you want to do your friend. So you can do the kid and play new move. I want to thank all our listeners around the world. I want to thank everybody that watch Philly Hot Radio every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. We are doing the best. We are the #1 morning Saturday morning show across the world because we are new. And what we are doing, we are showing the world that me and Dr. Rock is different when it comes to co-hosting and hosting shows. We are building something that's very powerful and it's a movement. But the only way that me and Dr. Rock going to be successful, that you listen, you tune in every Saturday morning, and all our artists and acts and those who come on this show here, we really appreciate everybody that's been cheering us on, even those who still don't believe in Philly Hot Radio Whistle Wire. We are a black radio show asking for help. So stay tuned. My name is Showtime the Hype Man, along with
Dr. Rock. All right.
Hi, this is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. Whistle while you at work. Along with my co-host, Dr. Rock. Tune in every Saturday morning at 10 a.m.
We got to take this guy.
Okay.
I think we did get some, but I want to get some more.
Okay.
We can also get some more, y'all. I don't know if I, I mean, yours here, but mine, if he's late, he's not bringing me no more. I told him. He better not be late picking me up. I told him I said 11 o'clock is done. Do not have me waiting. Okay, I'm the wife, and I do not want a happy wife, a happy life, a happy life, a happy wife.
Wait, I got that on air. Cut that on.
Happy life.
Let me cut that off because
You happy?
Dr. Rock.
Why you ain't taking
I didn't
it
know
off?
that. I didn't know. I'm trying to do this and do this. And
Why you ain't-
you explored her. Oh, I didn't do that. With so, what do y'all think about the show?
Y'all enjoy it?
What we're gonna do? We're gonna take a picture with all of us together. So
how do I show people?
she gonna Google. She gonna give you everything. Dr. Rock gonna send you a copy of this.
Yeah, I'm gonna
of this
send
show.
you.
You have in about 2
on
3
YouTube,
weeks.
yeah.
It's already in the system. So once we get on,
I got
you got something for us?
Yeah. I got
This is for you.
And
So
I
what
got, I
is
keep
it?
this to the mission statement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Take it all right there.
me and you gonna connect. Also, we can connect, cause you know, I'm in the school system.
Okay.
Maybe you can come up to the school and,
Absolutely.
talk to.
Absolutely.
I'm retired. I did 30 years in school in Philadelphia. I decided to go and help the kids because actually teachers do not stay as long as we do. To the out, the door. They
You
don't
were on
stay.
there.
Oh,
Boy, you heard it, Earl? Did you hear it?
I gave you a shout out on the Facebook. I said happy wife is a happy life. Happy life is a happy wife.
Yes, you did.
Or did I say it backwards? Or did
What
I
we gonna
say-
do?
Did I say I hope he's here at 11?
Happy husband and happy life.
Yeah. He got it.
Happy wife, happy wife.
Hey, how you doing?
I feel much better, Earl.
Glad to see you, man.
I feel much
All
better.
right, beautiful.
What we gonna do? We want
Take
you,
pictures, sir.
us for. Let me go to the bathroom while y'all
Get
doing it.
yours.
You get all three of us in.
Look on my camera, Earl.
Okay, I
You
got
better get over here. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
You sitting there.
At my age,
Just wanted to
You
be
mean
right
Norm?
now.
I guess y'all can. One can get over here and
No, you
one.
want to be in. It's good. You good.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm
Just y'all three, or you want
one
everybody?
side of me.
You want everybody?
Just us three. There's again.
Okay. Tighten up a little.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
come over here, you get a better picture, man. Slide over, sir. You can just back up a little bit.
Husband ain't gonna bite you.
Yeah, got that one.
What we're gonna do, we're gonna
Get
point.
another one?
That means the world know that we're coming. That's something that most reggae.
Down the bottom, bro. Remember I was saying the arrow down the bottom?
Bring over, come over, little sir. All right, get your cam too. Hold up. Okay, get your cam.
Yes, one more. Yeah, you wanna get a picture? Give me your man. That way you got your brother there. That's what he's there for, to help you out. There you go.
Right. Back in your Showtime. Yours is a little different. Let's go back. It's on me now. It's on me.
Get that push there.
Okay, all
And
right.
it goes right back. Do whatever you want to do now. You can get free, you can point. Just go freestyle.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks, Larry.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Yes, man. I love your story.
Hey, man, welcome to the show. What you do? What you expected when you got it? You expected all that, did you?
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. That's why we got to
coming back.
do some things
Yeah, what
together.
we're doing,
Like,
you know,
you open your
come
pocket,
back. We're gonna
you
be
know, I
doing
was trying to
live
open
shows,
school
live
first.
concerts.
I wanted to help the kids, you know, with
Try to bring
vacation
you in
and
to
stuff.
do a show with
So,
Mary
I
Cross.
don't
You heard
know,
her
right?
CD.
You know, so I was doing that too at first, but we can get together.
Yes.
So bad. I love your spirit too. That was cute. I love your spirit. That's my husband, Earl.
Okay.
Crystal. And this Crystal, me and Crystal gonna do some things together. Yeah. Crystal, you always are welcome to come back.
When I say
You know,
it's him,
you got things you want to talk about, whatever you want.
I'm a marketing strategy. So doors has opened. Good. So basically, once Dr. Rock, I cut it off, Dr. Rock.
Oh, you did?
Once
Okay.
Dr. Rock gets a copy, about 3. I can send it some. Yeah, just send it to me. So you got everything there. Okay. I get it, Dr. Rock. I cut it off. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I do all that. Yeah, I was gonna cut it off. I didn't get a chance to cut everything off. No, we not. I called the which one?
I know old school. Tell him I said hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell him
Oh, so you know, he be, you coming to his he always have it.
I performed for him one time.
Well, you gotta perform again. He gonna show you.
Tell Norm Brown said hi.
I sure will. Thank you,
You
Norm.
probably just show a picture of him. He know who I
Yeah,
am.
thanks for coming, Norm. I
All right,
appreciate
thank you
you.
so much.
Yeah, no
Thanks
problem.
for having me.
Yeah, no problem.